and say, Vanity! Done now. Hi everyone. I can't believe it's May already. How's your year going? Good? This time a year ago, I was so enthusiastic and excited about life, and I still am, but just in a bit of a different way. During 2011, I got really involved in lots of things, and all in the name of good, and I became extremely busy. And it's funny how the word busy can have the connotation of being quite counterproductive. And I became so busy, and to the point in term 4 where I just couldn't face a laundry basket full of clothes or a sink full of dishes. And I was so overwhelmed, my wick was so short it had all but vanished, and I was just dying for Christmas holidays to come so that we could go away and I could relax. And a few days into my holiday, I was lying on our caravan bed at night, half reading my Bible, and I was in the book of Proverbs, and this verse just leapt off the page at me. Proverbs 21:9. It is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop on the flat oriental roof exposed to all kinds of weather, than in a house shared with a nagging, quarrelsome and fault-finding wife. And boom, that just hit me straight between the eyes. I thought, God, is that you? And excuse me, nagging? Fault-finding? Quarrelsome? Are you sure you got the right person? Actually, I had no doubt he was talking to me. And after a while, I looked over at my husband. He didn't know I was looking at him. He was lying next to me reading a fishing magazine. And I just don't know how I felt, how to put into words. I just thought, you poor thing. I don't know, and my poor kids, they would actually prefer to live on the roof than to share the house with me when I'm in a nagging, quarrelsome mood, which had become the norm, I'm sorry to say. And unfortunately for them, we don't have a flat oriental style roof, and they're stuck in the house with me. And though I'm convinced that my husband has seriously considered the pitch of the roof and whether he could sleep up there for a few hours without rolling off, or spend the week up there or something. So after that epiphany, I thought, right, I'm just going to be nice now. I'm just going to be nice. Just watch me. I'm going to be nice. And I tried really hard, and I became a bit nicer, but I was sort of white-knuckling it, you know. I was like, I'm going to be nice. Just watch me. I'm so nice. And I felt quite discouraged because I thought I've done that much counselling back 10, 12 years ago, and then I've done that many courses at church and this and that, and when am I going to just change into a nice person? You know, is it just going to be a constant struggle? I'm obviously not cut out to be cheerful. And some of you lovely, kind people will be thinking, oh, I bet you're not that bad, Vicki. You know, come on, don't be so hard on yourself. But believe me, I am, and I can be. I could blame the fact that I'm half English, and I was raised by my dad mostly, who's English, and I can do a great whinging Tom impersonation, especially when I'm driving. I'm just whinging the whole time. Or that it's the influence of my Pacific Island mum, and in the islands, you know, you don't really talk to your immediate family in a cheerful way. It feels kind of cheesy and fake. And, or I could say that it's just my personality. You know, I'm a bit serious and a perfectionist and a little bit OCD. And I have 4 kids, including a 2-year-old son, so, you know, I've got a 2-year-old. Feel sorry for me. I've got a whole list of excuses. But what's coming clearer to me is that no matter what your background, your personality, your culture, or your circumstances, there's never an excuse for a bad attitude. And a bad attitude has always been my greatest challenge throughout my whole life. I read a quote the other day: the biggest disability is a bad attitude. You know, you think of someone that's had the arms and legs chopped off, they're just a torso. That's a bit of a disability, isn't it? But think, a bad attitude is a bigger disability than that. And so I kept saying to God, God help me, just change me, what do I do? And there's something so articulate about just praying, God help me, God help me. And a few weeks later in my quiet time, I felt these words come to me: give thanks to get the mood breakthrough. Give thanks. And you know, we live here in New Zealand, we already have so much to be thankful for. Whenever I go up to the islands to visit my grandparents, and my 5 aunties, 3 uncles, and 46 first cousins, I'm not joking, it always strikes me, they're quite a poor family, and every morning we've got this massive pot, and to get drinking water for everybody for the day, put this palm corned beef tin, old corned beef tin down into the well, draw it up, fill up the pot, how many times it takes to fill it up, put it on this open fire, wait for the jolly great cauldron to boil, which takes ages, wait, let it boil for 10 minutes, then let it cool, like I'm talking from 100 degrees down to about 30 degrees, then it will go no cooler, and then it's safe to drink. And I mean, it's safe to drink, but it's got unidentified debris in it, and it's got this ash film on top. It's absolutely disgusting. And every time I'm up there, I'm like, so posh, going, in New Zealand, we just walk up to a tap and turn it on, and clean water comes out, and we shower in it, and we wash our clothes in it, and we water the garden, wash our cars. We flush the toilet with it. Thousands and thousands of perfectly good drinking water. It just amazes me. But what about being thankful in our own families? When you're driving home today, think of 5 things you're just so grateful for. I'm sure you'll come up with way more than that. If you're a mum like me and you're always hearing, Mum, 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 and sometimes you're tempted to think, oh, leave me alone, why does everyone always need me? Think, how about replacing those thoughts with, wow, somebody calls me Mum. How many women in the world can only dream of that? Ask God for His grace to view the weaknesses of the members of your family the way we want ours viewed. And finally, Psalm 50 mentions the sacrifice of thanksgiving. And a sacrifice has to be worth something, doesn't it? So what are we sacrificing? We're sacrificing being self-absorbed and feeling self-pity and giving thanksgiving instead. Thank you for my car, instead of saying, my car is such a lemon. If you battle mood swings, fight back with thanksgiving. It's not being unrealistic, it's just shifting an unhelpful mindset. It is such a weapon, but like a weapon, it takes effort to pick it up and to use it and to do it. It's not just going to come naturally, but it can become more natural to do. If you miss nagging somebody, ladies, let's nag God. Well, by nag, I mean ask, and keep on asking. And give thanksgiving at the same time, asking, thanking, multitasking. We pride ourselves on it, don't we? That's all from me. Happy Mother's Day. Bless you all.